about a world where the youth are motivated. I dream about a world where the youth are motivated. I dream about a world where the youth are motivated. I dream about a world where the youth are motivated. They wonder why I put the motivation in rhyme. In actuality, don't you think it's about that time to teach the youngsters really all about that grind and give a dose of something real that won't cloud?
Can't. Now we're gonna talk about the word can't. Remember I told you when I was in the Air Force, that was the first thing they drilled down my head. I remember my drill sergeant, if you said the word can't, you better look out, because he was coming for you. Don't say can't. You know, those guys were, they were so serious about you not using the word can't. And I'm glad that they took that out of my vocabulary at a young age, because it definitely made a huge impact later on in life, because I started adopting that philosophy later on, where I just never used I can't, I can't, I can't. Now you think about it. Oftentimes, now I'm not talking about nothing ridiculous. Of course, I can't jump over a house. I can't, swing, create webs like Spider-Man. Of course, we know that. What I'm talking about is when it comes to things like, I want to go to college. And instantly somebody might say, I can't. And if you allow that word to come out of your mouth, that word was created by our friend Negativity from the other videos, right? You can. And you have to make it totally known in your own head that you indeed can. Because if you use words like can't, what happens is you've already programmed your mind to think that it's not possible for you. And once you program your mind to say that it's not possible, then you've already ended all possibility of it actually coming to pass. Because you psyched yourself out, and because you basically told yourself before you ever got started, you quit the race. Now, getting a little bit deeper into the whole can't thing, what I mean by that is, imagine just saying, I want to go to college, but I can't because I don't have a car. And if you tell yourself something as simple as that, now you've already eliminated your opportunity. So keep that in mind when you start to actually plan out your future. Don't ever use the word can't. And I always do it to myself personally. I take it as something, I take complete offense to the word I can't. And I've had to program myself that way over the years so that I could continue to move forward in whatever it is. A man once told me that the graveyard is filled with unfulfilled dreams, or people who wanted to do something but they may have told themselves that I can't. And because I can't, then that means really that I won't, and I'm not going to attempt, or are you with me? I hope that you can follow me on this. You have to keep yourself motivated. Sometimes there won't be anyone around to motivate you. I know that as a motivational speaker, a lot of times people have always come to me and said, man, if you could just be around me more, or if you could come around more, if I could talk to you more, then I bet I could do anything. But I want to tell you, you can do anything anyway. It's not something that I did or some teacher, or it could be a coach, it could be a teacher, it could be your parents, it could be anybody who you look at as the person who makes your dreams come true. When in all actuality, that person has to do the same thing that you do. They have to say that I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Remember I remember when I started writing a book, and it was like, oh man, I was always had a speech impediment. As you can see, I have like a lisp that I worked on, and I went to speech classes and I did this, and it was like, I can't. I want to do all these things, but I can't. And now imagine, now I look back and I say, 3 books later, training series, speaking engagements, all of this stuff have happened in my life, but all because I finally agreed and I finally made it up in my mind that I can and I will and I can and I will. And I want you to have that same attitude. You can, okay? You can do it. And you can do it. I forgot what the movie that was, but the guy was like, you can do it. But you can do it. And it's not a joke. It's really, really serious. You really can accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish. You may not accomplish it in the time frame that you thought you wanted to. You may not accomplish it as swift. It may not even be as simple as you thought it was going to be initially, but you can do it if you only make up your mind and say that I can, because that's how you do it. Remember, I talked to you about, me gaining a bunch of weight. I had this job, and my job was, part of my job was taking people out to these fancy restaurants to eat all the time. So people would get flown in and I would have to pick them up, and we would go to all these restaurants and eat and stuff. So in doing that, I gained a lot of weight over time. I gained like 40 pounds that I didn't want on me because it was just really, really fast paced. I was doing a lot of stuff. I was teaching classes. I was doing all of this. And before you knew it, I looked up and I gained this weight. Now, initially, I remember thinking like, I really want to knock it off. I really, really want to get this weight back off of me. But imagine if I would have said, but I can't. You see what I mean? You see how easy we can put a period in the sentence when it should only be a comma. In other words, that's just something that slows me down, or that's just something that one little hurdle in life, or one little obstacle that you have to get over. But once you say that I can, then you open up a world of opportunity. You open up a world of things that can happen in your life if you just have the right attitude. Remember, they would tell us all the time, your attitude determines your altitude. Your attitude determines your altitude. I remember I used to have a poster that said that, as a matter of fact. And the truth about it is that is the truth. Your attitude to say that, if I say that I can, if I say that I will, if I imply to myself that it's gonna be done and I'm gonna put forth the action to make this situation a reality, then there is nothing but time, space, and opportunity there to work until you make this thing come into fruition. Okay? You can. And that's my word for you. I hope that everybody out there can take that nugget of information. Take these nuggets of information and compile them into your daily schedule. Use it as something, as a tool that you can put together so you know that, hey, I can set goals. Yes, I can. I can follow through with those goals. Yes, I can. I can manage my time better. Yes, I can. I can battle negativity. Yes, I can. I can educate myself every day. Yes, I can. And it's all about you having the right attitude. The right attitude and having the right focus and putting that all together with some drive. My favorite slogan is, stay driven with the talent you were given. Stay driven with the talent you were given. And yes, indeed, you can. So remember, never say can't. All right? I also understand that for teenagers, I was there myself. All of us, all the adults that you see from time to time, whether it's your parents, your teachers, counselors, principals, we've all been through our teen years. We've all lived through those years, so we understand. One of the main things that a lot of teens get caught up in is being cool. What's cool? What's being cool? So tell me, what is cool? And I'm gonna tell you. Cool is being yourself. Cool is when you do what you're supposed to without someone to coach you. Cool is when you have enough courage to be yourself when other people are following. Cool is being a leader. Cool is being whoever you are. Cool is, being able to respect yourself enough to stay in your own lane. Everybody's not gonna be the same. You'll never see a time in life when everybody does not have the same talents. We're all different. So, I remember, everybody was afraid to be like, no one wanted to be a nerd. No one wanted to be looked at negatively, with their peers. Well, what I'm here to tell you is it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be who you are. And that is indeed being cool. Now, we talked about never say can't. Always try to be who you really are. And every time I say that, I hope that the words are slowly sinking in so that you realize that you are special. You are someone. You are somebody. And I try my best to use my life story as an example so that you can see that it has no bearing on where you start. It has no bearing on where you began. It's all about your consistency and moving forward so that you can end the race. Remember, it is a marathon. And remember that you have to stay with it. Don't be afraid to fail. Never be afraid to fail. I see too many good people who give up on their dreams and who never start because they're afraid to fail. Afraid of failure, afraid of what people may say, afraid of what people may think. Never be afraid to fail, okay? Throughout the course of history, there has not been one person who has ever made it at anything, doing anything, who has not failed at some point in his or her struggle, okay? Do you know that there are even investors? You know how investors can invest in people's businesses? There are investors out there, and some of the best investors will not invest in you if you've never failed. Meaning, when you come to them and you say, I have a business I want to start, I have this business that I would like for you to invest in. A lot of them, the first question out their mouth is, how many times have you failed? And they want to know that because they know that if you have failed, that means that you tried. You saw a roadblock and then you tried again. You saw a bump in the road and then you tried again. They want to know that you have the stick-to-itiveness. I think I just made that word up. But that you have the strength to overcome the storm and to learn in business. Because remember, everybody, from your athletes, if you were to ask around, you can find out that every athlete has had problems, has failed. Every athlete has struck out at some time at one point in the game. Just about every comedian who you see, some of the most famous comedians, have been booed off stage at some point in their career. But they had to stick to it. They had to stick to it over and over again. And I just want you to remember that. Never be afraid to fail. And failure, or the fear of failure, prevents a lot of people from starting their vision and starting their mission. So keep that in mind and never be afraid to fail. This is actually near and dear to my heart. When I first started to make what I call motivational rap music, which is what I do. When I first started making motivational rap music, I remember so many people laughing at me, telling me it'll never work, telling me that it was stupid, telling me that it was dumb, telling me that there's no need for something like that. How can you make rap music and not curse in it? I heard it all. I've had major record companies tell me that they like my music, but I need to be a little bit more grimy or whatever. I've been through all of that throughout the course of my years. And what I'm telling you is, right now, as I do what I'm doing, I can see how staying in my lane has benefited me over and over again. If I would have let those people talk me out of my vision, if I would have let those people talk me out of my dream, if I would have let them talk me out of something that I knew was good and something that I felt deep in my heart could help so many people, that what if I would have just let them talk me out of it and there would have been no motivational rap? And I can tell you, the funny thing is now, whenever I look online and I get comments from people that say, all kind of stuff. I've had a slew of negative comments. Get out of here. This is crap. I don't like this music. This is bad. You're not jamming, whatever. I've heard all of that stuff. But then on the flip side of the story, I've heard, hey, you helped me get back in school. Hey, you motivated me, man. Hey, I love your music. Hey, man, don't give up. Hey, you are me and my grandmother's favorite rapper. I even got that. And like a lot of the stuff you can actually see online and whatnot. But I had to make that decision that I was not gonna let people and their negativity talk me out of my dream, okay? Now, earlier in the film, I had the negativity character. I wanna make certain that you understand that I did that as a comical thing. I did that as something so that it could be fun and something that you could laugh at and something that you could see, because I'm not ever poking fun at one particular person or at someone. All I'm trying to do and illustrate to you is that you can get negativity from any direction. You can get it from anywhere. You can get it from people who you least expect it. But you just have to stay the course. So when I did that, I wasn't poking fun at anyone, I promise. That's why I dressed up as negativity. That's why, I was my own worst enemy, if you would. And that's the reason I did it. Just so that you can see and I can illustrate the picture to you that when you start doing what you're doing in life, you're gonna get negativity. It's always gonna come. Now, you look at me. I'm not the best speaker in the world. I'm not the best motivational speaker in the world. And I didn't come from the best background in the world. I've had troubles in life. I've gone through struggles in life. I have gone through insecurity. I have gone through depression. I have gone through all types of negativity, financial. I've had legal issues. I've had a slew of issues in my life. And what I'm telling you is, it's up to us if we're gonna let those negative things define who we are. You understand what I'm saying? I hope that you get it. I hope that you see what I'm saying. The negative things that have all happened in my life did not define who I was as a person. They did not dictate whether I could or could not make it, or whether I could or could not excel in life. The negativity that came from any direction, whether it be people or whoever, no matter who it came from, how close they were to me or not, it never mattered. It's all about me sticking with my vision. It's all about you sticking with your vision. It's all about you recognizing that no matter how things may seem, no matter how negative things may seem, you have to stay driven. You have to buckle up and get ready for the fight every single day. You have to stay pumped up and stay motivated. I use this particular background on Never Say Can't because I'm really, really big into like the ocean views. I love looking over water and mountains. I'm really into, beautiful sceneries. And I wanted to show you this because the thing about it is that why couldn't this be your house in the future? Why could, a lot of times people ask me like, why is it that you're so passionate about what you do? Why is it that you're so passionate about like motivating people, motivating youth, letting people, get to a better place in life and whatnot? And I guess it's like, you really just have to look at each individual person and you really have to see that the bad information is really a very, very bad thing. Bad information holds a lot of people back from fulfilling their dreams. Bad information holds a lot of people from accomplishing things because they are basing their actions on bad information, which can't do anything but render a bad result. When I was all the things in my life that hurt me so bad is like I give back, and that's how I heal myself. And so when I give, I actually get. When I can, help someone else get something back, and when I can help somebody else, see a better vision or enlightenment in life, essentially I'm giving back to myself. And a lot of people don't see that. we get caught up in a lot of, you know, the whole selfish, me, my, take type mentality. And sometimes that is what our biggest hindrance is in things. You know, you could have never told me that Marcus Parker was gonna ever be an author. And then especially like not any type of success at anything. But when all these things happen to me and I think like, wow, I've been so fortunate in my life to have so many discoveries. It's like, why not use it to help somebody else? You know, when my time here expires, what have I left as a legacy for others? And I want that legacy to be something that, you know, that says, hey, I motivated a whole generation of people.
I dream about a world where the youth are motivated. I dream about a world where the youth are motivated. I dream about a world where the youth are motivated. I dream about a world where the youth are motivated. They wonder why I put the motivation in rhyme.